We're back. The best of food and wine with Anthony Gismondi and Kasey Wilson, live from the Wines of Canada stage at the 2017 Vancouver International Wine Festival. Now, here's Tony and Kasey.
I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you.
Welcome back to the Best of Food and Wine. I'm Tony Gismondi.
I'm Kasey Wilson.
Canada is the theme this year at the Vancouver Wine Festival. There's been 39 times. I don't actually know if we've been theme 3 or this is the third time, I think.
Third time.
Maybe. And we have two, again, we have one Canadian, one Chilean, but we're talking about Canadian wine. Really excited to have from Haywire Winery in the Okanagan Crush Pad, David Scholefield. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while.
Nice
Great
to
to
be
see
here.
you. You brought around, I don't know who you brought, this guy from Chile, Pedro Parra, the wine terroir consultant. Pedro, how are you?
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Having fun in Canada this week, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's easier than digging pits?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Great to see both of you guys. Want to talk a lot about, you brought in 2 wines from Haywire. David, you got to be pretty happy with the project. I don't know when you started. I remember going into that vineyard when you started, and I thought these guys are crazy. And now you have probably one of the most beautiful little vineyards in the Okanagan.
We're very proud of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, when we think about our wine, it's about the vineyard first. And what Alberto Antonini always says is you look for balance. And he loves to stroll in the vineyard, and he'll just nod and say,
Yeah.
balance.
Balance.
And, yeah, it means a lot to us.
Pedro, you came in, you had a look at the vineyard. The vineyard was already set many years earlier, I would assume, long before they got there, but there was a lot of rejuvenation that was done.
Yeah.
What are some of the things you would have said to them at the start? Like, what are we looking at, or how are we going to go about?
When I first came, I was trying to understand, you know, if there was a real potentiality. Alberto told me that the wine was great,
Yeah.
and that David was a very clever guy, so to listen to David. But
Well, they got that part wrong.
yeah. He was very wrong. He was very wrong.
About the vineyard and David, or no? Yeah, okay.
No, he's great. But what you don't know if you have it or not.
Yeah,
That is, for me, it's very simple. Yes or no.
yeah,
And it was very important for me to have the idea very fast. So it took us some days to realize that the vineyard was kind of special. And then you need to figure out how to bring out this special thing. Not to kill the terroir, but to try to show the terroir.
and that's a problem around the world,
It's a problem, yeah.
to not kill the terroir.
I was almost kicked out of Chile because one day I said that the winemakers are killing the terroir,
Yeah.
erasing the terroir.
Yeah,
And
But
how-
in a funny way, you know, not in a bad way, but
Yes.
sometimes, you know, winemaking techniques can be so strong that you are erasing the terroir.
yeah. When you're pumping over or
Yeah,
using
of
new
course.
oak or all kinds of different
Yeah, of
techniques.
course.
Yeah.
So it's a big problem, you know.
So when you came to British Columbia, to
Yeah.
the Okanagan Valley, did they not say that it was sand-based, and then you went to a vineyard, to Stone Boat?
Yeah.
And
We
what happened?
Well, I mean, I remember this was a very important day for me because it was funny, and we went together, remember?
Yeah.
And then somebody explained to me that, you know, the Okanagan terroir is everything about the weather, and the soil is all the same. It's
Yeah,
sand.
it's sand.
And then the next visit, we went to Stone Boat, and we were walking, and immediately I saw a round gravel that was white.
Yeah.
White means calcium carbonate, limestone, and gravel means, you know, stony. So a great combination. So not sand, you know.
Yes.
It's like somebody say to you, you're going to this restaurant, everything is lettuce. Okay. But lettuce with what? That's the point. You know? The what
Yes.
is very important on the terroir. So when I saw this gravel, white gravel, beautiful white gravel, I understood immediately that everything was way more complex than sand, you know. And then the next point is, okay, sand is a size. Okay, it's like
Yes.
to play basketball. You can be 7 feet tall, so great for basketball, but you can be from Chile or from Brooklyn. And I will hire a guy from Brooklyn, not because it's 7, it's because the genetic. The sand is the same. The sand can be from granite, can be from limestone, so the genetic of the sands plays a major role. So if the sand comes from limestone, that means that we are in the party of the limestone.
Great.
That's essential.
David, you brought 2 wines. Let's start with the white. Give us a quick rundown. And
Okay, yeah, thanks. The white is the wine we're most proud of. It's Switchback. This is Pinot Gris planted on what to us was just sand.
Yep.
And
Switchback, the vineyard name.
yes,
Yeah.
And is this 2014?
yeah. And Pedro pointed out to us what you're calling sand is
Yes.
bloody limestone. And we thought, oh.
Yeah.
And of course, now you taste it now. Of course, it's limestone. We know it's limestone, Tony.
Yeah.
This has to be limestone.
Yeah.
This is limestone.
Yeah.
But you know what's exciting to us is being able to make wine that isn't just about primary fruit. That wine that has some kind of minerality and some kind of an expression of Okanagan-ness.
What do you 2 guys think? I mean, it's Pinot Gris, but do we care that it's Pinot Gris anymore?
No.
Not both of them are shaking their heads. No,
Absolutely
of course
not.
we don't. No.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah, it's just a vehicle.
It's a grape. The grape grows. The plants survive the winter.
Yeah.
The vines give fruit. We couldn't care less if it's
Pinot Auxerrois or
Pinot-
Pinot Gris or Pinot Noir.
But you
Absolutely
really
not.
care that it's organic.
yes, of course we do. Absolutely. That's key. That's crucial. You know, one of the special things about the Okanagan is that it is arid. It's dry, and so we have the advantage of being able to farm organically. We don't need to spray because we don't have damp and we don't have rot. So that's something that is massively important about the
Yes.
Okanagan.
And how many other regions are like that in the world?
Like the Okanagan.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, unique because it's depends how do you look at. If you want to look the numbers in terms of weather in the soil, you know the science number
Yes.
is a very weird area. I remember when we were working on that with Alan York. Remember Alan?
Yeah.
So and we were talking a lot because we needed to decide how to plant it garnet. And so we were looking at the books or whatever to decide the rootstock. And the numbers that we get from the lab were so weird that there is
Nothing in the book.
Nothing in the book.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
the best.
That's the best. It's so
Yes.
unique, you know.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is, and we were discussing, you know, how many places in the world shows one kind of limestone? There are many kinds, but one kind of limestone with this kind of great weather for this kind of unique wines. And there are not many, not New Zealand, not Australia, not Argentina, not Chile, not Sonoma, not Oregon. I don't think Washington is too warm for that. So here.
It's
you know,
unique.
It's unique, but we need to find the way, you know.
Or Burgundy.
Or Burgundy,
Yeah.
but you need to find a way. I remember, for example, a place that I really love for whites is Rioja, which is very warm with limestone.
Yes.
But they are finding a way that they know that they age the wine, like Tondonia or whatever, for a long time. The Viura, the wine is fantastic. The whites here are great, but there are some steps to go to find the
to
personality.
reach that big level. The personality.
The personality.
Well, you were involved. You were talking about Garnet Valley, David. You guys have a project up in Garnet Valley. It's going to be a Pinot Noir project, I think, in the end, or is that premature?
It will always be Pinot first and foremost.
Yeah.
We're staking the future of our project really on Pinot Noir from Garnet Valley.
Bare land, never been planted before. You
Yeah.
went up there with Pedro. You guys laid it all out. You dug the holes. You planted the vines, and now we're at a wine this year or
Yes.
next year? This
Yeah.
year, yeah. It's got to be exciting.
Yeah, but needs time.
Yeah.
This morning, very early, I was tasting the 2015 Pinot Noir, and I think that the wines are very weird so far. Very unbalanced because it's only 3-4 years young.
Yep.
But if you can put this outside of the
Look past that.
in the mouth, there is something that I found great. But yesterday when
I hope it was electricity.
it's electric, but with rusticity. And for me, when something's rustic, means that we can do it. We need just to find
Just
the way.
refine it. Yeah.
It's a very fine tuning about that. You
Cool.
know?
Pedro, do they let you dig in France?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now they do.
Yeah. That's that. You know, it's a crazy, funny world. I am working with a great producer in Burgundy. So you say, why this guy is digging? It's Jean-Marc Rolland-Emerceau. So he's so loud. The wines are fantastic.
Yeah.
Super reputation. You don't find a bottle, and he's digging.
Yeah.
Why?
Yes.
Because he wants to be better than he is.
He wants to be better.
Yeah,
Good.
totally.
I'd like to hear that.
So that is, everybody wants to be now better. So
Yes.
people is understanding, even in France, that there is something that you cannot see in the leaves. It's the genetic,
Yes.
and they want to know. That's the point.
Yeah.
That's great.
David, the Pinot Noir, we have the Canyon View Pinot Noir, the 2013 here. You're buying fruit from other properties as well. What can you tell us about Canyon View and why are you...
Well, we won't be buying
Yeah,
fruit in the future from Canyon View. We did in the because it was an established vineyard that is very interesting. Atypically for the Okanagan, it's not adjacent to the lake. It's very steep, hence Canyon View. It faces virgin coniferous forest on the other side.
Yep.
So you know, it's a pretty unique sort of mountain and forest environment with cool air drafted from the creek. So all of those things are interesting for Pinot Noir, and I think what you should get here is a red wine that is light and juicy and very Okanagan, very pure.
Yep.
And quite delicate.
For me, it's a little Oregonian too. It has some of those threads in it that make it interesting. Well, gentlemen,
But do you think it's mineral?
no.
Out.
I'm thinking mineral will be in Garnet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So great, but no.
Yeah. Good, but not great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there
that's
will
the
be,
game, right?
But there will be better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks so much. Enjoy being the theme region this week, David. You've
Cheers,
been to
thank
all
you.
of these festivals.
Just like you,
Kind of fun to have Canada right out there.
of course.
Yeah. And people can get hepped up and get up touring. They should go and visit Switchback. It's a great visit.
Absolutely.
At Haywire Winery.
Yeah.
You can spend, you can have lunch there, take your own lunch, sit around, and walk through the vineyard. It's a beautiful place.
It'll make you a believer.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank
Cheers.
you, Tony.
Pedro
you.
Parra and David Scholefield from Okanagan Crush Pad, of course, Haywire Winery and the home of Switchback Vineyard. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Best of Food and Wine. We are on location at the 2017 Vancouver National Wine Festival. The theme region is Canada. It's year 39, and you're on CL 650, and we will be right back.
This is the Best of Food and Wine Show, broadcasting live from the Vancouver International Wine Festival, where you can enter to win a deluxe 2-night stay at the Painted Boat Resort Spa and Marina on the Sunshine Coast. Visit paintedboat.com.